Good evening and welcome to State of Business on Art Television. I'm Tamirun Imsat. Let's have a look at the headlines. European Union backs Sri Lanka's thriving nation vision with major grant. SLT Mobitel to lead public sector digitalization drive. News in detail. The government of Sri Lanka signed a 8 million financing agreement with the European Union to the value of 8 million euros. The grant will be utilized to launch a new initiative aimed at fostering sustainable economic recovery through improved biodiversity conservation and solid waste management. The European Union website says that it will contribute to both environmental protection and improved public health. Accordingly, the government of Sri Lanka will engage in a new initiative aimed at fostering sustainable economic recovery through improved biodiversity conservation and solid waste management. The initiative will focus on 3 provinces, Central, Rural and Northwestern, where it will support biodiversity conservation by restoring degraded ecosystems, implementing targeted conservation strategies, and promoting sustainable land use practices. This project builds on existing EU support to the central and rural provinces to support livelihood development across value chains such as tourism. This project aligns closely with the government's national policy statement, A Thriving Nation, A Beautiful Life, which acknowledges the urgent need to balance economic development with environmental sustainability. The financing agreement was formally signed by Dr. Harshana Surya Perumal, Secretary to the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, on behalf of the Government of Sri Lanka, and Ambassador of the European Union to Sri Lanka, Carmen Moreno, on behalf of the EU. SLT Mobitel, which announced its return to profitability in the first half of 2025, also announces that they would take the full responsibility of digitalization of the country's public sector. Accordingly, SLT Group Chairman Dr. Motilal De Silva said that they had already begun the digitalization process and will be capable of completing it by within a period of 3 months.
This government took a decision to move all that to a central place because we have enough capacity. Our data centers in Pitipana and in other places, we have enough capacity. We can maintain the government networks. So that's the difference. So that way, Sri Lanka can save millions of US dollars. I think it's a noteworthy step taken by this new government. And it's a bold step. I mean, it's not easy. This was not easy. They released, prepared RFP. There was a lot of resistance from different quarters. But they moved ahead and we bidded for that. And SLT won it. And now the challenge is for us to move those networks progressively and support the government effort of digitalization.
SLT Group Chairman Dr. Motilal De Silva also said that using copper for the communication purposes is no more viable and they have already begun the conversion process of copper to fiber. The group chairman added that the project is planned to complete soon, guaranteeing a clear and smooth service for its client base.
Maintaining a copper network is cumbersome and also costly, and suppliers don't support it. So it had come to end of life kind of, and we have to upgrade it to the fiber, FTTH. So this is a big step, and we are working with TRC on this, copper to fiber migration, and it will be done progressively. We'll be identifying areas that we can do it quickly, and so this is also a big step.
Stay tuned. We will return after this short commercial break. Welcome back after the break. A new report from the United States Department of State has assessed Sri Lanka's investment climate as challenging despite the country's ongoing economic recovery. The 2025 Investment Climate Statement was published recently. The report acknowledges Sri Lanka's 5% GDP growth in 2024 and the political stability provided by the current administration, but notes that foreign direct investment remains constrained. Most foreign investment transactions are in the modest 3 to 5 million US dollar range, focusing on tourism, information and communications technology, renewable energy, and manufacturing. The assessment identifies several persistent obstacles for investors, including regulatory unpredictability, bureaucratic hurdles, and concerns about policy stability. It specifically mentions the stalled 3.7 billion US dollars Sinopec oil refinery project and the withdrawal of a 400 million US dollar Adani wind energy project as examples of mixed messages to investors. The report also highlights that the government has suspended previous privatization plans for state-owned enterprises in favor of turnaround reforms. While Sri Lanka permits 100% foreign ownership in most sectors, the report notes significant restrictions remain in banking, air transportation, and several other strategic industries. The assessment concludes that despite positive rhetoric, the government's institutional capacity to encourage an open investment environment remains limited, and comprehensive structural reforms are needed to attract larger-scale foreign investment. The United Motors Group has introduced a new range of Mitsubishi sports utility vehicles to the Sri Lankan market, strengthening its automotive portfolio. The launch represents the company's latest move to adapt to evolving consumer preferences and automotive technology.
So today we have launched the newest range of our SUVs, starting from the Expander to the Expander Cross to Eclipse Cross and going up to the Montero Sports and the Outlander as well. Our price range goes from 17 million going up to 58 million. And one specialty of today is that today we are unveiling our Outlander Sports as well, which is the newest member of our SUV range. If you are looking for a SUV, Mitsubishi is the place to be. And do come and visit our showrooms. Thank you.
The Pimp My Tuk Tuk charity initiative has wrapped up its week-long journey across Sri Lanka. The team concluded their adventure with a final visit to community projects supported by the Foundation of Goodness, seeing firsthand how their efforts are making a difference in local communities.
I said, yeah, let's do it with Giri, and then managed to drag Paul in as well, and here we are today. So this is our third trip into Sri Lanka. 2015 was the first, and then we've been raising money since, and along with all of you, as you've seen, I may drive everybody mad with WhatsApp messages and pestering people for things. We've made a massive difference. I think you've seen the subjects and projects and areas of focus that we like to go with children and education and water purification, things that we take for granted every single day. I think you've all seen now how really hard it is in some of these towns and villages and the rural communities. And I think collectively we've absolutely smashed it, and I'm hoping everybody's had a really good time and taken something away from it.
Stay tuned for stock update. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on positive notes today. The All Share Price Index gained by 102.3 points to close at 21,778.6, and the S&P SL20 gained by 7.32 points to close at 6,126.53. The turnover was of 6.2 billion rupees and over 154 million shares were traded. Up next are forex rates. That's all our news for today. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. Take care and good night.